Welcome to Nerdrotic Live, everybody, the home of TV recaps for the Nerdrotic channel that aren't the bigger shows, like the Game of Thrones or Star Trek Discoveries or Orville's. This will be where we do Doom Patrol, Happy, all the little shows well, they're not little shows. I don't have to worry about the algorithm so much here. So that's a good thing. And I do love the show Happy. It is even more disturbing than it was last season, and it's gone Sticky V. I completely agree with you. This season, I would say, is maybe even an improvement on season one. We've gone off comic book, and it's based on a miniseries from Image Comics by Derek Robertson and Grant Morrison. Derek Robertson is a good friend of mine. He's like the one creative person in the comic book industry I'm actually pretty good friends with. I only slightly know a couple of other people. When I owned a comic shop here in California, here in San Francisco for 10 years, I never made it a point to get super friendly with comic book writers or artists because I don't know. I didn't see them as celebrities or anything. I like the comic books. Never was really into who made them very much, unless it was like John Byrne or Stan Lee or Chris Claremont or Michael Golden. Yeah, and I always thought, honestly, it kind of compromised me, and it does. Like, I can't say anything bad about Derek Robertson ever because he's such a good person and a good friend. So he drew me into this comic book, so that's why it holds a special place in my heart. In the second issue of the comic, I am stabbed in the throat with a scalpel. Yes. So we have gone to Easter instead of Christmas. Now, I covered the first episode, missed a couple episodes due to travel, and I actually caught up on those tonight. But this last episode was the best. I don't know. Anne Margaret was pretty good the episode before. And we're getting to know a lot about Sunny Shine. And it's oh God, what's going on with Blue? It's hard to feel sorry for Blue, but I feel sorry for Blue. What's going on with Blue in prison? But God, this was such a disturbing episode. So this episode, we had geriatric Nazi melee brawl with everybody ending up dead. Nick Sachs is not doing a very good job not killing people. Now, what's funny is it's written into the story, but Happy is getting kind of lost in the story. But that little stinger at the end was hilarious when Bo Peep buys him a drink. I thought that was great. So this episode, the highlights were, for one, I was eating my dinner while I was watching this episode. So right when I was going to take my first bite of chicken is right when the TV executive, you find out what his wish was to eat somebody, and he takes his first bite out of somebody's arm. And I'm like, I'm not hungry for chicken anymore. I'm just not. So Nick and Meredith, by the way, who's named after Derek Robertson's wife, Meredith. Nick and Meredith are investigating Sunny Shine. They're trying to get some tapes, trying to get some dirt. And what Sunny does is, Sonny's got, well, he doesn't have a superpower, but he has some eldritch god alien something or other. I think they're aliens now. I always thought it was going to be eldritch gods, but I think it's aliens working for him that grant his wishes for some reason, and they can talk to him telepathically. So he uses his power and sway to get people in compromising positions and get videotapes of them, and uses it for blackmail. Now, it turns out Sunny Shine had dethroned another child star from Toledo, Ohio, named Dayglo Doug. And I'm forgetting the actor's name, but, he was in Risky Business. He was in Revenge of the Nerds. He's been in everything. He's been in the X-Files. So he's Dayglo Doug, and they have to visit him at an old folks home, very suspicious old folks home. And I love how unpolitically correct the show is when Happy and Nick are walking around and Nick notices the security. He's all, you ever notice this place is staffed by different people. How do you mean different, Nick? Dominican. That was funny. Yeah. So Sunny Shine wants to make Easter great again, and he wants to do it by having Smoothie be the Easter Bunny spree killer. Smoothie has a very disturbing interest in Nick's daughter, Amanda, and Nick's ex-wife or ex-girlfriend is going through some changes. She got fired from her job. She's getting screwed in bathrooms. A very not being in character right there. So yeah, so when they go to the old folks home, they find out it is a bunch of geriatric Nazis, and there is death by colostomy bag. There is death by prosthetic. Now this is a show produced by Brian Taylor, who is from he's known for me for two movies, Crank, which I love, and another movie that everybody hates that I love, which is Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. Freaking love that movie. I know it's terrible. So yeah, so we have killing a bunch of old Nazis, and yeah, I know Nazis have made quite a comeback in the last couple of years because of the running narrative, which is pretty stupid, but whatever. At least they did a different spin on it. So Nick and Dayglo Doug and Meredith are able to escape. They get back to Meredith's apartment. Nick is a little famished, so he decides to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and he finds some jelly that's kind of pink. Turns out that is the blood from one of the wishes, one of the wish monsters or whatever the hell that we're calling them, that she shot last season, and he decided to eat it. And then he had to crap out an alien out of his ass and had a fight with this alien in the bathroom. And it was, and they mentioned this too, it was very Ash versus Evil Dead. It was great. It was funny. I was laughing my ass off. Literally, bad pun there. Sorry. And yeah, so yeah, we find out that Sunny Shine is using telepathic aliens that look like, I mean, just fleshy penis beasts or something, to get what he wants, and that's how he is asserting his power. He's manipulating very powerful people, and Meredith is going to get to the bottom of it. And yeah, it was a really effed up episode. Caught 2 live streams in one day. Happy joy. What's up, Sir Ransom? How's it going? Truth Apocalypse, how's it going? Honor Tim and Lonnie Holcomb, Eric Breen, Striderman. What's up, Penn? Tonight had one of the most disturbing fight scenes ever. Yeah. Well, and then we had the blue scene in prison where the demon is kind of taking over, and he has that guy chop off his own arm. This is a gory, disturbing, disgusting show filled with unlikable characters, but at least Nick Sachs is funny. I mean, it's funny, and it's done in that aspects, but this is like gonzo comedy. It's really, really out there, and this show is not for everybody. I can say that right now. Yeah, it is just not for everybody, and I am really surprised what they got away with on TV. I mean, there was a whole scene with when they saw it was on the tapes, and it was just Sunny Shine's sex tapes that a bunch of kids saw, which was great, from the Catholic school. Yeah, so a pretty damn good episode. It's pronounced honor. Okay, Honor. Gotcha. Thank you, Honor Tim. I appreciate it. Yeah, so if you're unfamiliar with me recapping a television show, this is kind of what I used to do all the time on the Nerdrotic channel. It feels kind of weird getting back to it, to be honest with you. But that's what we're going to be doing more here. We'll still be doing some shows on the main channel. But the main channel is now going to be mainly for the big live streams and the videos. And I will plop some videos here, but this is going to be the channel I can do whatever the hell I want and not have to worry about the algorithm too much, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to put like paranormal videos on here, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And this is where the Exozone is going to live, and a lot of other fun stuff. What's up, Manic Boy Productions? How's it going? So when I talk about a TV show, I just these are essentially how these started out was these are videos. So each recap of a TV show is supposed to be kind of like Talking Dead. That was the whole concept of it. Is we talk for about a half an hour about the show we watched. It's not like an open live stream. I pretty much stay on topic with Happy. Now, I cannot believe the show is on television. That's on like a television that people have access to. It's cable, but it seems that cable has either loosened the rules quite a bit, or this show just pushes it beyond any limit. That I mean, this was a rated R TV show, completely rated R. And it looks like, okay, so it also looks like Smoothie is trying to get through to Nick's daughter, and it looks like he's getting through because mom has kind of detached herself. Nick has kind of detached herself. And of course, what she went through last season with Santa Claus, who I met at Comic-Con, is actually one of the nicest guys in the world, surprisingly enough. So pretty damn good episode. I would give it a 9 out of 10. It was that good. It was funny as hell, and I love how it's shot. It's shot in this really nightmarish, manic way. And that fight scene in the bathroom was such an homage to Ash versus Evil Dead. It was great. It was great. Idiotic tirades. I am going to be doing a very, very we'll say I will be doing a tirade on Twilight Zone this Monday. This coming Monday, I'm going to start covering the Twilight Zone, and it will be with great vengeance and furious anger. It will, because the Twilight Zone is sacred ground, and it has been desecrated, in my opinion. South Park has been pushing it for years. You are correct. It's animated, though. It's very different to see it in live action, but you are correct. Thank God for South Park. Hell yeah. So Ransom. South Park is a beacon of light in Hollywood. What's up, Mr. Roboto? And honestly, I think this show draws on a lot of things from Hollywood, and I'm sure you guys get that too, that are a little more disturbing. And what I think it does is it amps up a little bit, but maybe not much, the straight up jaded degeneracy that goes on there. So yeah, I blame Canada. Didn't that song almost win an Academy Award, which is funny as hell? So Christopher Maloney is so goddamn good in this. I mean, who knew the guy was that funny? I didn't know the guy was that funny, but he is that freaking funny. Did you catch the Kevorkian joke when Nick entered the asylum? Yes, I did. I love when the guy with the tracheotomy man was like, Blitzkrieg. It reminds me of God, I'm blanking on his name. I hate it when I do that when I'm on a live stream. Jesus Christ. Dennis Leary's Tracheotomy Man. No Cure for Cancer. Dennis Leary's classic comedy album. Tracheotomy Man. He's going to order from a fast food. Are you making fun of me? Herr Zimmer. Yes. Is there a problem here? Profanity for profanity's sake is so out of place in the Twilight Zone. Yeah. It's out of place in Star Trek too. But that's CBS. Well, the good news is a little off topic. We'll go just slightly off topic here. Is the DC universe being shut down should be a warning to all streaming services who try to force things on people. And that one, listen, DC universe is not as bad as CBS All Access. Mark Lazarth, yeah, I'm really sorry I missed reviewing the first two while I was traveling. Believe me, that's a video for the main channel. Yeah, it's disgusting. People cuss in the future and they use the same cuss words. But when it comes to circling back to Happy now, it's hard to believe we're only 4 episodes in. I think we're getting let me check here. I don't know how many episodes we're getting this season. I'm gonna check here. I want to get that guy's name too. I always forget that guy's name. MBD.com. We have one more Avengers trailer. That's good. It's too much Captain Marvel in it, in my opinion. Blitzkrieg. Here we go. Oh, smoothie. What is his name? God, IMDb, you suck. Of course, he's not even on here. He was probably in the last episode. And Derek Robertson's name is not anywhere on this. Well, it's executive producer in season 1. That's a joke. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 episodes. And this one was Blitzkrieg. Dayglo Doug. Who was Dayglo Doug? Curtis Armstrong. There we go. I mean, has one of the best lines in all of film. Sometimes you just got to say, what the fuck? Make your move. Oh my, he's in Doom Patrol? Ezekiel the Cockroach. Oh, that's why I recognize that name. I mean, that voice. Oh, well, he's getting a lot of work here. He was in Supernatural. The Closer. American Pie, one of the bad sequels. Boston Legal, Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, he was in Dodgeball. How come there was never a sequel to Dodgeball? VIP. My God, he's been in a lot of stuff. Revenge of the Nerds. He was in Moonlighting. That's what I remember him the most from. He was in Moonlighting. I love that show. One Crazy Summer. I love that movie so much. Yeah. So pretty damn good episode. Let's go to the chat for a few minutes. I've got a Star Trek video to do, actually. That's what I'm kind of working on now. Booger on Revenge of the Nerds. Good old Booger. Could dip, dug, or dodge fast enough? If you can't dodge a wrench, you can't dodge a ball. Gary, you really need to, do we really need a sequel to Dodgeball? Well, I love Dodgeball. It's one of my, I love that movie. Alan Tudyk as a pirate. Come on. Tommelfinger says, sorry, but Rekieta Law is on right now and he's on fire. That's all right. You can watch this as a video. So yeah, real quick. These TV recaps were always meant to be videos. And this is how I found out about live streaming, because I didn't know crap about live streaming. And Dennis and I just thought, hey, this is an easy way just to record the video because it's already on there and we don't care about editing or anything like that. And then, yeah, just people started watching. It was pretty cool. It seems so long ago. One of my favorites from the reboot Twilight Zone was Tim Reed playing the devil and making a devil's bargain with a physicist played by Sherman Hemsley. One of the first reboot of the Twilight Zone in the 80s, there's the Helgramite method with Timothy Bottoms that was written by a friend of mine. But we don't need a sequel to Dodgeball. I thought Tropic Thunder was better than Dodgeball. I don't know. I like Tropic Thunder. That was pretty good. Just left the Happy Store. Ben Stiller decided to get all serious. Does anybody remember the Ben Stiller show from Fox back in the day? What's up, Lonnie Holcomb? The Heavenly Kid from 1985. How come I remember that movie? What do I want to remember that about that movie? Heavenly Kid. I remember the kid from left field. Oh, yeah. Oh my God. I swear to God. I signed in a couple times from Italy, and all Google wants to tell me is ask me as if I signed in from Italy. It's like, yes, I've answered this question like 100 times, guys. Come on, get with it. I remember the Heavenly Kid. I remember, God. Yeah. So I used to, you know why this sticks in my head? I was working in the video department for the warehouse when, and I remember renting this movie out a ton in 1987. 1987, one of my first jobs. The Ben Stiller show was great. Lethal Diva, he did the best impression of Bono. Oh my freaking God, it was hilarious. Yeah. When Janine Garofalo was funny and not annoying. You know, I saw her stand up and all she talked about was Vicodin for 2 hours. I mean, I can't get, I got Vegas in my mind now, guys. So I booked a trip with Mrs. Nerdrotic to the Star Trek convention, which is going to be interesting. And now I've got it in my head that I want to get a bunch of YouTubers there as well. And by the way, that's right around my 50th birthday. Big 50. So yeah, so for my birthday, I want I'm gonna make Doomcock come out to Vegas for the I haven't talked to him about this yet. He probably wouldn't like me shouting him out, but it's my birthday. How many 50th birthdays do you have? Oh, one. Hopefully I make it there. Black Mirror is waves of, but yeah, Black Mirror is the new Twilight Zone. And that's the thing we need to think about is there are good shows. So Happy is a good show. Can we all agree Happy's a pretty damn good show? And it's original. It's extremely original. We need to stop going back to the well now because it seems like going back to the well, the only option is to politicize something and to use it for something else. I don't know why on earth Hollywood thinks that people are that self-loathing that they want to watch something that vilifies. Listen, I don't this might sound weird. I don't identify as anything. If anything, I have nerd tendencies, but I don't identify as I identify as a human being. So I don't see the world like that. And I don't think most of you see the world like that. So when they try to put identity politics and everything, just because Hollywood, it's a current obsession with Hollywood. They will get over it. Trust me. Like they get over everything else. And what they're doing is just they're ruining like the Twilight Zone will not be able to come back from this. Star Trek will not be able to come back from this. You know, the Twilight Zone, it will be a tough sell now. The people even know there was an original Twilight Zone are getting pretty old now. This stuff is going to start aging out. So this might be Star Trek's last run. I think it's the Twilight Zone's last run. It might be, you know, Star Wars might be, this might be it. That $1 billion cash cow is done, you know? So like things don't last forever. You guys know that. There was a time in this world where Flash Gordon and Zorro and Buck Rogers were the thing for kids. and that was sci-fi for a long time. I mean, it's still around, but it's not relevant. Black Mirror is a good show, but Black Mirror, 50 is the new 40. That's what I'm talking about, Cleve Bourbon. That's right. And Twilight Zone has been redone. Well, the 80s version was really good. Star Wars is still pretty solid in the gaming world. Yeah. But that's not where it's a film franchise first and foremost. It can survive in other things, but and the gaming world will probably be the where it'll be most profitable from here on out. But yeah, that's still not enough to cover $1 billion franchise. Now, gaming is big. Don't get me wrong. Gaming's big and it makes tons of money. But yeah, Hollywood won't get over until the orange man is out of office. Well, they better get over it. That's all I got to say. I can say in my lifetime, there have been presidents I didn't like. You know, I didn't spend an minute of my time worrying about it. Such a waste. Thank you, OG Deadbolt. I appreciate that. I feel it sometimes in the morning. Clay Smith is 52. That's right. Beady, beady, beady. Buck Rogers is the best. I love Buck Rogers. I don't have any Buck Rogers action figures or ships. I need to fix that. I need something hanging from my ceiling. I hung a couple of TARDISes from my ceiling. Here, I'll show you. A couple of more TARDISes. TARDISes. There's two right there. And then the other one is right there. I had a few minutes. I was bored. Okay, so we're not talking about Happy anymore. Yeah, so with these live streams, they're very short and they're supposed to be just about the TV show. Although I tend to go off topic a little bit. But I'm going to run now, and thanks everybody. Keep watching Happy, support good television. And you know, this is and I'll also be bringing you stuff here that I think you might like. I'll be trying new things. And I'm going to be dredging up an old podcast I used to do with Mrs. Nerdrotic called Nerdrotic Premieres, where we watch new shows and tell you if they're good or not. And they're going to be genre. So, and with the very bad news today that it looks like the DC streaming service is going down, I don't know what's going to happen to Doom Patrol. Honestly, the last couple episodes, I haven't been really big on, to be honest with you. The last two episodes kind of went a little too woke for me. And that's not to say that didn't happen in the comic, but it just they cranked it up a bit. That's all I'm saying. But I will be, you know, and that sucks that the Swamp Thing shut down early, because that was going to be the one good show, I think. James Wan was doing it, so they shut it down early. And I don't know if you caught my video, but it was supposed to go 13 episodes. They cut 3 episodes off. They told them to hastily write an ending to the 10th episode. They're currently filming Titans. No word on that yet, but and it looks like DC Universe is done. So no Young Justice, which I didn't bring up. And I had to tell that to my kid today. He was bummed. That's his favorite show. So everybody have a good night. Go watch Rekieta Law. Tell him I sent you if you go watch Rekieta Law. And love Nick Rekieta, man. So I'll probably be over there in the chat in a little bit once I touch up. So Strider Man, before I go, DC Universe is being reevaluated by Warner Brothers. It's going to be shut down. And it doesn't look like we're going to get a Constantine. And it doesn't look like we're getting anything. So if it's a bigger show and if they're thinking about maybe putting it on the WB streaming service, but that wasn't the first thing they said. They said they would shop it around first, which means that's it. And they didn't even give it a year. They didn't even give it a year because it premiered in October. So that tells you how bad it really was. And I don't know. They shouldn't have started with Titans. Titans was terrible. And I'm wondering if I'm going to get my money back because I paid for 15 months. So probably not. Yeah, that really sucks. It sucks. Especially with Young Justice, man. That was such a good show. Man, that might be one of the best cartoons like ever done. Nihilus, yeah, I bet you Swamp Thing's going to be good. Cobra Kai is coming soon. I will be covering that on the big channel. All right, I'll be covering Cobra Kai. They're going to drop it all at once, right? So I'll probably do 2 reviews, a part 1 and a part 2. Idiotic Tirades. Yeah, start watching Happy, but fair warning, Idiotic Tirades. It is really disturbing and really wrong and really gory and lots of weird sex. And yeah, it's a degenerate show, but just be warned. Okay. But it's not PC in any way, shape, or form. So that's what I love. Yeah, Ian Glenn was cast as Bruce Wayne. He was. Now, I don't know. They might be following. Listen, I'm not saying Young Justice is dead. They might put it on Warner Brothers streaming or somewhere else. It's a popular show. I wouldn't see why somebody wouldn't want to pick it up. You're right, Strider Man. Oh my God. Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes was a spectacular cartoon. That was the Avengers. That was honestly arguably the best Marvel cartoon ever done. That and Spectacular Spider-Man. Okay, I better cut this loose. Hey, but so if anybody's going over to Ricada Law, please tell them I sent you, and I'll probably see you in the chat. Everybody, thanks for hanging out with me. There will be more content here on Nerdrotic Live. A lot of fun stuff. But before I go for the woo-woo stuff for Exozone, Graham Hancock is coming out with a new book at the end of the month, and that's a big deal. So there is an interview with him from London Real, the first 45 minutes of an interview with him on YouTube. Check it out. It is good. I did not know that he almost died. That would have broke my heart. I love Graham Hancock. So, all right. See everybody soon. I will see you Friday night for Friday Night Tights. What's the next show here? I'm going to do Doom Patrol here on Friday. Then we're going to do American Gods here late Saturday night, and then Twilight Zone on Monday. And you can hear me rip up the Twilight Zone. All right, everybody. Thank you. And we do not kneel.